second.
How many straw or how many holes does a straw have, guys?
One.
Okay, good.
Cool.
I'm glad we're not gonna have a 25-minute debate on this because it's definitely just one long hole.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's like how many holes does a t-shirt have?
4?
3. No, 3.
Uh-oh.
Okay, give me your
I
argument.
wanna say
then
4.
I want to say 4 because they're different. They're all different holes,
Well,
right?
it's the head. It's the head to the
The head
to
and
the
the
leg
torso
part.
hole are the same hole. If we
Yeah.
How
agree
are they
that
the
a
same
straw
hole?
is
They're
one
different.
if we
'Cause
agree that
it's-
a straw is one
The
continuous
reason why a
hole,
straw is one continuous hole is because it's the same hole. They're exactly the same. They're identical.
what- okay,
It's just a
so,
hole
okay,
that gets
wait,
bigger at
Dante?
the end.
What?
So if a straw, if a straw had a smaller hole at the bottom, but if it was like a cone, like if you were drinking through a cone,
I feel like a cone would
that
also
be a straw?
fit. Would also fit
be
in
a
You
that.
know, like,
No,
you know,
no. Wait.
you know
wait.
those little no, you know those little strainer things?
the colanders,
I think that's what it is.
the bowl.
Yeah, the bowl that has a hole at the end.
That's a
I think people
colander.
use that thing. That's one hole. That's exactly how a shirt is.
That's crazy.
I don't.
I don't want to agree with you.
I don't.
Yeah.
We have to.
My
We have to
mind.
define what you're talking about right now, because what you're talking
Define a
about.
hole.
No, define what
No,
he's talking about. Is he talking about strainer? Because the strainer
about
I'm thinking. I think the strainer I'm thinking about like the spaghetti thing where you put the spaghetti in.
Yeah,
in
he's saying that's one
like
hole.
that's not one hole. That's multiple holes. That's clearly.
No, not that.
Okay, so we're talking about. So you're talking about something different. So you're talking about something different,
Yes.
right? Okay.
I only seen them make it with they use it to make funnel cake.
I know what you're.
A
I think I
picnic
know what
bag?
you're talking about. I think I know what you're
No,
talking about.
no.
I don't even. I'm not sure if I know what you're
I think
talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about, but it's only used for like funnel cake.
Yeah. And I don't know what I want. Funnel cake. I don't know.
Send a
I
picture.
know what you're talking about.
Send a picture, so just to make sure I know what you're talking about.
It's like a pump. It's a pump. We have one for donuts to fill our cream donuts.
Yeah, it's kind of like this, but it's not exactly what I'm thinking of.
Well, also we gotta say, is a straw defined by shape or is it defined by usage? Because I could stick a toilet paper tube in a cup and drink out of it, but does that
Yeah,
mean
that
the
was just-
toilet
Does that
paper
matter to
is
the
a straw?
question? I wouldn't even say that would matter to the question.
Well, I think it does because then any shape that has one hole running through it would be considered a straw at that point. Like, is it defined by?
Oh, you're just saying how do we define a straw? Because then at some point I can define a shirt as straw, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have to be a straw has to be able to.
And we
suck
do end
in-
up having a debate about it. Oh shit.
Yeah. A straw
I
has
think
to have
when as
suckability
it suckability. I like your scientific wording.
Suckability,
Your
he
it's like
says.
scientific verbiage there was very.
and
I like
able to
that.
hold a liquid or anything.
Okay.
So
No,
the straw
no,
has to
liquid,
hold
liquid.
the liquid itself?
Has to hold a liquid in when you inhale.
No, because it's.
Yeah. How else?
Oh wait, no, I think I know what you're
I'm
saying.
gonna say.
Oh,
Griff,
I
like,
picked up another fucking 30.
I was about to say. I feel like
my-
I'm gonna say it, Griff. I'm gonna say the dreaded words. I agree with Jeremy here.
Yeah, and you know that I'm fucked if you say that.
I think when it comes to a shirt, the head hole and the like torso hole are
That's
two.
one hole.
They're two fundamentally different.
That's one
I
hole.
really wanna look up what this is because I know because this isn't the thing I'm thinking of.
Like they're just
So
two
myself.
fundamentally different holes to be considered part of the same hole. Like they're just not.
I might have to disagree because I could definitely put a shirt on upside down, and it would still function.
No, you can't.
Like not.
I want to say no, you can't.
Bro, you're
I'm gonna
actually
call a cap
capping.
there. I'm gonna call a cap there. Actually,
All right. I will admit that the armholes would be a little difficult.
how are you gonna fit your torso through a head hole?
Wait. Okay, hold on. Let's. Can we agree on something?
I could just get a
The
big shirt though.
armholes, the two armholes are two separate holes.
Then
Right?
you're
They're
wearing-
two separate. They're two separate.
Okay.
The two armholes are definitely two
The
separate.
the two
uh,
armholes are definitely separate. I just think that also goes for the head hole and the torso.
I think the head and the torso are similar enough
This
to
is
where
one.
you could
This
just...
is one.
It's one hole.
It's just
why do you
small
figure
at the
that?
top
Why do you
and big
figure
at the
that?
bottom.
Yeah, it's like just conical. That's all.
But I think this is fundamentally different than a cone.
Wait,
I feel like cones
It's
are-
just one. It's just one.
How so?
Because the shirt's on holes.
The what?
The shirt. I don't really want to consider the shirt's holes because there's no other side to it. You know what I mean?
What are you trying to say, Jerry?
Like it's just one opening.
But they're not just one opening. They're multiple openings.
Yeah,
No,
there's
it's
multiple
not.
openings.
Or maybe the two side ones are just one big hole. You know
How are they
No,
one
the
big
two
hole?
side ones are definitely two separate.
how?
And then the head and the
'Cause they
torso
don't-
share one.
Okay, Jared, explain your reasoning. I want to.
Yeah, what's your reasoning thinking that the arms are different? Or the arms are the same?
He's saying all the openings are the
Because-
same though.
Because the reason why
You're telling me a shirt
the
only has
reason-
one hole?
Because no, Griffin. The reason why we agree that the middle hole is one hole is because it has a top and a bottom hole, right?
Uh-huh.
The shirts don't have that. They just have one opening, and that's it. That don't connect to
I-
another opening. You
I
see?
think just
Okay.
because it's interrupted doesn't mean that it's no longer a single
But it's-
hole. Like, it doesn't have to be a complete segment, does it? Like, if I put a hole... Ooh. What would a silly straw be?
That'd be
That's
one hole.
That's it's the same thing as
That's
a straw.
just one convoluted hole, right?
yeah, really
Yeah, it's just
one really
it's just
strong.
one long hole.
I think that a shirt has 3 holes. I think that's just that.
Cause I'm thinking like if you pour something into it, where
I-
is it going to fall out of?
In a shirt?
You pour some, yeah. If you pour something into the shirt holes,
That's not how you would. That's not how you would
arm
define a
hole.
hole.
That's not how you would define
That's not
it.
because
It's
if
into the armholes,
How?
it would fall
because
out
the,
the,
because the
it would fall out
problem
the
with
other
that,
armhole
Jared,
first.
the problem with that, Jared, is if that is the criteria you work with, the moment you cut a straw and add an extra hole to it, it's no longer a straw, and we would all agree that it's still a straw. Like, come on.
It's still a straw, yeah.
how?
How?
What do you mean by that?
If I were to
define a
take a
straw
straw,
as it's able
right,
to still
and I were to
hold
cut a
liquid
hole
and-
in the side of it, then you would say, oh, well, it has like an interruption, an extra hole that means nothing. Then
Yeah,
it's
but
no
it's still
longer
a straw.
But you would look at that and you'd be like, this is still a straw. It's still,
It's still a straw. It's just it wouldn't function as well.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
okay,
still a
okay.
straw.
Yeah.
But that's my whole thing with shirts, because I can draw a pretty clear line between one hole and another hole on a straw, and say that this is all one hole. But I feel like I can't do the same thing as well with a shirt, because the top hole and the bottom hole not only serve different functions but are formed completely differently.
But how do you not agree with us on the
Because I can
First hole.
make I can show you multiple ways in which a top shirt hole and a bottom shirt hole are different, but I can't make that same argument for a straw's two holes, quote unquote.
So theoretically, if a shirt had the top hole and the bottom hole the exact same diameter, would you
Completely
agree?
Identical. If they were completely identical, then yes. But then I would say that would
In
be a shirt
diameter?
anymore. Not in diameter, but like, I feel like diameter isn't the only factor there. Would it?
I feel like it
Oh
is.
wait. Oh, Dante. Okay, no. Here's a perfect one. So do you think? So you know a traffic cone, right?
Yeah,
This is exactly the same thing. So a traffic cone is it just one hole?
one hole.
It
Yeah.
has one hole.
So that's a shirt.
So a shirt,
That's
a
not a
shirt's the same
shirt.
thing.
That's the same
A
exact
shirt's
thing.
the same thing. The diameters of the holes are different.
I don't think it's just diameter. I just said that I don't think diameter is the only.
What do you
is
think
only-
it is? And functionality?
That definitely. I actually do agree that functionality is one of the major.
I disagree.
What
We're talking purely scientifically here.
do you mean? How is functionality not part of a scientific
Dante,
criteria? There, come on. What?
if you were to take a picture of a shirt,
Yeah.
right, and draw a cone in the middle of it, it would be a cone.
Okay, wait. Let me try and navigate this
right.
god tier argument. Actually, let me try and navigate this god tier argument.
Dante watches debates.
I'm about to say
Wait,
no
wait,
because this is a difficult one. This is a real difficult one. Okay, this is a real difficult. So okay, So I would say that the way a shirt is formed and the way a shirt is used makes the two holes, the head hole and the torso hole, fundamentally different. Now,
I understand. You could say the same thing for a traffic cone, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
All right, Dante. You put a traffic cone upside down on the small hole. What's gonna happen? People aren't gonna take it seriously. They're gonna be like, "Why the hell is this traffic cone?"
Yeah, but there's
upside down?"
another
Clearly.
factor there.
No, it's not because the functionality does not work when you flip a traffic cone upside down. It's not as
Do you
sturdy.
form the top and bottom hole of a traffic cone the same way? I was about to say they're formed.
We need
in
the
similar
how it's
way.
made episode. For
Yeah, we need.
Yeah.
That's what we
Taking this
need.
any
We need
further,
like
yeah.
we need further like we need the experts. We need the experts. We need the studies. That's what we need. That's what we need.
We need to become the experts.
You know what? Job change.
I'm about to
We
say.
need to
I'm about to get
separate
in.
once and for all.
I'm gonna go to like a traffic cone factory and I'm gonna just like I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna join.
Ask the head of design, like, "Hey yo, how many holes do you think a traffic cone has?" And then watch the factory
That would
just
be
explode
insane.
in
That would be
20
insane
minutes.
actually. Like it would actually be a meltdown.
You just can't. No, you
I'm
just
literally
can't-
running out the
traffic
building.
cone.
And then traffic
Charles
cones
D.
are gone at
Scanlon.
it. This is-
Hey yo, a guy by the last name Scanlon invented the traffic cone.
There's my team here.
Based crit roll moment. I don't mean the soy jack.
Alright, they're over there.
Ah! I came up with that one. That was me.
That was good. That was really good.
I don't mean
yeah.
the soy jack, but
I don't mean a soy jack, but
Oh, there's another person here.
because I don't, you know. Sometimes it's a little cringe
just happens.
champ. It's a little cringe champ.
Jay gets one clipped. Episode 26.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get the gun.
Pretty cringe champ, if I do say so myself.
They're on my gas though.
You're farting on him.
Yeah, a
I
little
need
bit.
ammunition.
I'm healing up. I'm good down here, I think. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So shorts, 3 holes.
You see, but that's a difficult one because the one hole becomes
That's
two.
really hard.
Yeah.
The
That's
one
really
hole becomes
difficult.
two. So do you count it 2 or do you count it like 3? Are you seeing the issue
That's-
here?
Pretty hard, yeah. I would
I
say
think I want to say
When you
I would have to-
immediately connect the top and bottom hole, you'll run into issues. You'll just run into issues.
I have to say 2. I'm gonna be controversial here and say 2 because my reasoning behind that is I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Like if you took a pair of shorts, right, and you cut it in half right at the crotch, and then sewed it back, like the two separates, you sewed it back together, you just get 2 straws at that point. So, and a straw only has 1 hole,
but
so
by
by that
combining
definition,
them,
it would be, it's 2.
So
Yeah,
what
but
you're
if you
saying
combine
is, so
them,
what you're
those are
saying
two
is right now.
separate.
So what you're saying is right now, if the hole can easily be divided, that would equal to the max number. Then, correct?
I would probably need to think of another example, but that's my reasoning behind shorts being 2 holes.
Because then what I would say to you is, what if I were to cut a shirt in half, right?
Right down the middle,
Right down the middle.
and then sewed it back
And then
together.
and then
it
sewed
would
it
just be it would be a
Well, that would
straw
be-
with an armhole.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that would at that point be just a pair of shorts.
So he wins.
One
his
hole that
argument.
opens up into 2.
Well, no, he wins his argument because it would be 2. If you cut the shirt in half, then that would be 2 straws with 1 opening or 1 arm opening.
Yeah.
So that means it's 2 holes.
Yeah.
By your logic, you're agreeing with him and saying that a shirt has 2 holes. 2 holes is the main one.
Maybe it being divided is a factor here. If you
Yeah.
can,
I don't agree.
I-
I don't agree with that.
I don't
agree with that.
I'm not. I gotta think about it a little bit more because that's
yeah, because
That's a complicated way of seeing
the
it.
shirt and the shorts, but this is an incredibly small sample size that we're working with.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Let's see.
what else would be like a tough one for?
How many holes?
does it have?
How many holes does fingerless gloves have?
Oh my god, dude! Don't do that.
that's the end, because
took 5
that's
minutes
what
to
you guys
finish
are.
the short.
That's what you guys are doing right now. Like fingerless gloves. You can't say the top hole and the bottom hole match up
That's
because
true.
that's just
That's def-
like
that's
what are you
definitely
talking
true. about? Functionally, that's just
That doesn't make sense.
Because if you break it down by that logic, you can turn that into 5 individual straw like things.
So then we would have to say it's 5 holes.
So like final answer, like, are you saying that the end that has the most holes, that's the number of holes it is? Because that's what you would be going for then. The end that has the most
Not
holes.
necessarily, because that works until it's asymmetrical,
You're right.
and then it's like
no, you're right.
and then
You're
it's
right.
like, then what? So maybe it's less. Can it be split and more symmetry? Because a shirt and shorts, they have enough symmetry.
So are you saying
to
that
where you can split.
articles? Are you saying that items that don't have symmetry don't have holes entirely? Because
No,
I would
I'm
say they
saying that
do.
They would have less holes than
They would
the
have
average
less
thing that is
holes?
symmetrical.
Then
Yeah.
what would be the rule set for the ones that are not symmetrical?
We'd have to figure that out. I don't know. We've only been discussing symmetrical items thus far, so really throwing me for a loop here, man.
I'm just saying. Like, come on, I'm a man of facts, not fiction.
I have work tomorrow. I have to sleep tonight. There's no way I'm gonna be able to now.
I'm gonna probably sleep for most of the morning. Then I'm gonna go to maths, so I can
What
vibe.
the fuck am I? What the fuck? I'm trying to think of one that would be like a really, really like big brain buster of how many holes would it have. How many holes does a human have?
Does a pore count as a whole?
Does a what?
Does a pore count as a whole?
A pore?
Yeah, your pores.
I would say no, just for brevity's sake right now.
Okay, so not pores.
Not pores. I'm talking. See, my biggest concern is
Oh my gosh, you know what's actually a really funny question that's been going around on Twitch?
the mouth to ass would probably be like one hole, right? That would count as a straw. That would be like the closest thing a human body has to a straw.
Well, I would say your urethra as a whole.
That would be like
come
a
on.
silly straw, I think, kind of.
No, wait, your urethra as a whole. What are you talking about?
Well, no, because a hole has to
I
have
don't know the
a hole
anatomy
has
of the
to have a
body.
definitive start and an ending. Your urethra and both of those endings have to be open. A urethra doesn't.
Your anus isn't open, my guy. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Have you ever pooped?
Have you ever peed? Have you ever peed before, my guy?
But it's
No,
open.
but wait, no.
Is it, like, come on, it seals
No,
up. They both
my-
seal
my-
up.
My argument is that
But they
things go
open.
in your mouth and they come out your butt, but things go in your mouth
And come out your
and come out
penis?
your urethra as well.
Yes.
See, but that just comes up to the shorts dilemma because now that's one hole turning into 2.
So are we cutting people now? Are we cutting people in half and sewing them back together? What are we
people
doing?
Pretty symmetrical. Dr. Mendeleev was really on to something.
Yeah,
Wait a
sure.
minute, hold up.
Here's
Maybe
a funny
That's what he
question.
was after the whole time. How
Here's
many
a
straws-
funny-
How many holes does a human have?
Question. I got asked to someone and they gave like a wrong answer and they didn't even
Oh, shit.
understand why it was wrong. How many holes does a woman have below her waist?
Does a woman have?
below her
Below
waist.
her waist, it's 3,
1,
right?
2, 3.
3.
It's 3.
Okay, that's
Urethra,
it's
vagina.
funny as hell.
Did he say 2?
Some guy on stream. So this is some guy who's like a frat boy type. He was on
yes.
another stream. He also said that he doesn't have sex to help the woman come. He wants to come.
No one
He
in
doesn't
the
care about the woman coming. It was the
Miserable.
funniest.
You're
Does not
funny.
deserve pussy.
That was
No.
it was funny as.
Does not deserve.
And like he was, and
13
it was funny because when she asked a question, she was like, "That's a final answer," and he was like, "Yeah, of course they have 2. They have
How did you
2."
jump like that?
And the entire chat started flaming him. He was like, "I don't get it. What's the right answer? I don't get it. I don't understand."
What's the right answer?
Griffey, in front
Griffin, you're someone
coming.
coming on me.
They're about to find
That
out
was
how many
like, it
holes
was
I have.
actually one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, wow, he actually doesn't get it. He actually doesn't understand what the joke is.
Got one?
Nice, Jerry.
R/Roosh
I'm with you here,
flag.
Jerry. Sorry about that, streamer. Oh my fucking god.
Love gatekeepers.
Look at the damage. Look at the
I didn't even look at my
gap.
damage.
Actually-
I didn't look at my damage.
Griff, the more I think about it,
Yep.
the fact that top hole having an incongruent number of top holes and bottom holes actually is what makes this the hardest question ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Because look at the picture that Jared sent to the fellows chat, right?
Yep. Hold on. Wait.
What is that shape called? I know exactly what it's called, but I can't.
That's a cone.
Yeah, a cone.
Oh my god.
So,
Yeah, like that's one hole at the top, one hole at the bottom.
but imagine a strainer, right?
Yep.
Could you in some way say that the amount of holes on the bottom dictates the amount of holes in the object?
That is an ideal defensive position.
Like it's the amount of potential holes, right?
Potential Schwarzenegger's
Wait,
holes.
hold on. I'm thinking about it.
Like
It is both
a straight-
all and no holes.
Like
So,
imagine.
we're relating holes to like a straw form.
When
Holes are just
I'm gonna say holes are holes.
holes are just holes. They're just openings and
We're trying to
something.
link it to the straw's like narrow, like form.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's cylinder
it's just a
form.
long hole. It's just a long hole. Like holes, all they have to be considered a hole is it has to have a start and an end, and it has to be a clean shot. It has to like go through an object.
But define clean shot, because I can show you a hole that's definitely the shot isn't clean,
then
but it's definitely there, right?
Well, then there's the strainer thing. Then the strainers, the bottom of the strainer, they aren't holes.
It's a bunch of separate holes. No, it's a bunch of separate holes.
But
But there's no beginning or end.
The beginning is the top, and the end is whichever hole.
actually, I'm about to solve this right now. No, I'm about to solve this
Or is
right
this
now.
just a
No, wait, I'm
real-
actually about to solve this right now. We're looking at strainer incorrectly. You think
Okay.
of the top part of a strainer as the starting hole, when really you should really be thinking it of a strainer as like a curved plane, in which the start of the hole is one side of that plane and the end of the hole is the other side.
He's bringing out calculus and shit.
No. Okay. How do I just show you? How do I show this?
Yeah, you need to bring up you need to stream on Discord so you can look at your computer.
MS Paint and pull up MS
Yeah, you
Paint.
literally go on MS Paint. I'll put on your stream right now if you go on MS Paint.
So you know how a paper, right? You know how a paper, right?
A piece of paper.
You put a hole in a piece of paper, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's
That's a
one
hole.
Yup.
That's a hole with beginning and end. Now,
Yup.
what if you were to curve that so it's in a dome shape, right?
Uh-huh.
It's still the beginning and the end of the hole is still inside the piece of paper.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a strainer. That's a strainer. All you have to do is add more holes.
Yeah.
We're
understand.
thinking
Yeah, I
we're
understand
thinking of it as like a one hole on one side and one hole on the other side, but it's really a bowl with a bunch of holes in it.
Well, now I'm disagreeing with Griffin's definition of a hole. A hole, then, because I don't think if you put a hole in a piece of paper, that does not have a beginning and an end. It's just
Yeah, it does.
Where?
There's a side of paper and there's another side of paper. It goes through one side, it comes out the other side.
Yeah,
You
I'm
label
saying that
the
I'm
piece
saying
of
that a
paper
strainer is
A
just
on
like
one
that.
side and B on the other side. You would say that it started in A and went through B.
I'm actually going to say this, and I'm going to name the video "The Whole Debate." I'm actually going to name it "The Whole Debate."
The whole debate. I do like that I said at the start, I'm glad this won't be a big debate. Because we agreed on how many holes a straw had, and it just went downhill from there.
The Whole Debate.
What happens
Do I
if you put a
agree with
hole in
that?
the diameter of a sphere?
Wait, no, I don't think I.
And it
agree
goes
with
all the
you
way through the
with-
sphere. Are you saying
hold
that
on,
it goes through the entire sphere?
No, it just goes through. Like if I just took a ball and poked a hole in it with a pencil on one side of the ball, but it didn't go through the other side,
That's not a
that
hole.
that hole still exists.
That hole still
I don't feel
exists.
Cause
So the hole doesn't have to be a clean shot.
I wouldn't
doesn't have
say.
to go
I'm
all
gonna
the
say
way
I can
through.
show you some holes that aren't like clear. Like if I were to
Yeah.
dig a hole in my backyard, it doesn't have a
If
straight
there's a
shot
hole-
through the
if
entire
there's a hole
planet.
in my sock,
Or if you're on grass and you dig up one little hole, don't go deep. You just dig up like one scoop.
that's still a hole. Yeah.
That's still a hole.
Fuck.
Can we just? I can give you the big brain take. It's a little boring, but it's definitely the big brain take.
I don't know if I want it to be boring.
I'm about to say I'm sorry. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
No, hit us with it. Maybe it'll end it. Maybe it'll end it once and for all.
Okay, it's a wholesome ending. So we don't define forms in any specific way. So to be clear, what is a chair?
Oh my god, he's pulling out the fucking
What do
philosophy.
you mean? What is a chair? Like, what defines a chair?
Define a chair. Give me a clear definition for a chair.
All right, hold
I'm
up.
thinking-
I know where this is going, and I feel like a chair.
A chair by definition.
It's
is
going
something
back to
you sit on.
functionality. No, see, but you can't say a chair is something you sit on because I could sit on a bucket, but I'm not calling the bucket a chair. It's still a bucket.
you would.
A
You said
chair
you would. Wait, but-
specifically. No.
Wait.
A chair is specifically designed for one person. It has to have a back, and I was gonna say it has to have armrests, but it doesn't have to have armrests. It just has to be designed for one person to sit on, and it has to have a backrest. If it does not have a backrest, it becomes a stool. That's
I don't
very
think that would be true. I honestly don't think that would be
What do you-
true.
That's totally what differentiates a chair and a
No.
stool is a backrest.
I think a stool is a form of chair. I think
Yeah,
and I
it's a
think
form.
most people
Some
I
do it
think
squares and rectangles. Yeah, it's a chair without a backrest. That's the differentiating
a
factor.
chair without a backrest is still a chair. So to be
It's a
clear,
stool.
the answer
We
is
call it something different.
no.
But it would be.
I
under-
think
it's
I
a-
think
but
it,
it's
I
under-
think saying that
it's
I think
stools and subcategory.
I think adding
subcategory.
a prefix or an adjective to something doesn't mean it's not part of that thing. It definitely still is. That's why the suffix is still there.
I understand, but the suffix is there for a reason. Like if I say
Yeah, the suffix. I would
if I
agree that
say
the suffix
burger,
is there
the
for a
first thing you
reason.
think of is beef. If I say burger, the first thing you're gonna think of is beef. Yeah.
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 And then if I say turkey burger, it's still a burger, but I'm not going to refer to a turkey burger as just a burger because you already have a preconceived notion of what a burger is. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I
going
would
to
say
call
that
a
I would
stool
say
a
that
chair
saying
ever,
veggie
because it's
burger,
not.
saying veggie, I would say that isn't a distinguishing factor enough to warrant it being different.
Yes, and a stool and a chair are completely different things. One has a backrest and one doesn't, and you'll
They're-
never
they're
see a
not
stool with
completely-
armrest. You'll never see a stool with armrest.
Okay, first off, I guarantee you, I can look up on Google a stool with armrest
That
and I'll
would be
find
disgusting.
it. I can
That would
guarantee
be
you, I can
legit.
find
I
it.
would want
Number
to
one.
see that.
Number two. The answer to this question is this is not how we define things in the world. We define things based off of what will be a useful understanding, right? So a useful understanding for a chair is it is a place where a person sits down. This is a necessarily general definition.
Yeah,
It's
you're just using the most
de-
vague.
Yeah, it's vague, and any person would agree that it's vague, but it's just
Technically correct.
the way in which we define chair because it's useful to us.
But if we're being scientific here,
But then
like there's
I feel like whole would also fit in that. It would be we would distinguish things, but not off of any like scientific process or anything like that. Just whatever feels
just
right.
just through layman's.
Yeah, just
make it so
whatever
that everyone
feels
could
like it makes
agree on
sense.
one thing.
And there will be arguments on whatever makes sense, but
There's
it always
contradictions.
it
That's
always
bullshit. That's such a cop out.
yeah, it's a cop out. I told you it's a boring answer. It's a
That
boring
is
answer.
boring as shit.
But I think it's true. I think it's true.
no, it is true. It's 100% true. That's why I hate it because I can't argue against it because it's right. It's just
I
right.
think I think that this definitely is a chair.
oh, what is it? See, I don't agree with Griffins about how if you sit on a bucket, it's not a chair.
Because
It's not.
I would say that
You
in
make it a
chair
in-
has
make
to
it a
be,
chair.
Like So if I sit on a table becomes a chair. If I like,
Because you're able to sit on it. I feel like.
if a girl sits on my face, does my face become a chair?
Yes, yes, yes,
capping
yes,
so
yes, yes,
You're
yes,
capping
yes,
so hard
yes,
right now,
yes.
bro.
Same way. Same way as if you were I don't know, if you're like I said, you're kneeling
But
and
but
you eat on the chair.
but Griff, I'm gonna come at this in a scientific way. I want to come at this scientifically. If you were to tell a girl, yo, use my face like a chair, would you be weirded out if she replied with, your face isn't a chair? A chair is a place in which you sit with a backrest and sometimes armrest. Like you would look at her and you think she's crazy, right? Right? Don't say you wouldn't.
hard.
Don't say you wouldn't.
Falling so hard.
Come on, bro. Like it's that simple. It's that simple.
I think it just all comes down to what we do. I don't want to say that.
It's defined off
But
of
that's totally
usefulness.
for the sake of
It's defined off
hyperbole.
of how the person feels.
And I feel like if I sit on a table, I'm not going to call it a fucking chair.
Then you
That's-
probably
if I
wouldn't.
Sit,
But
if
then
I
you
sit
probably
on the floor does not become a chair just because I'm sitting on it. You can sit on a bunch of other things. Like, why even have a definition for a sofa or a chair or a stool or an ottoman or any other furniture?
Well,
Where-
Griff,
where-
understand
where-
that the reason why you feel that way is because the majority of the people around you also feel that way. Not because of any actual definition out there. Not because of any actual like.
That's so stupid.
But yeah, because like Griff, because
We could live
main
in
thing you do
a
with a chair
table
is-
chair world, Griffin. All you have to do is will it. That's all you have to do.
it's once you imply the word sit onto something, it kind of just becomes a chair.
Functionally, at least, it becomes a chair.
If you say I'm going to, I'm going to sit
Wait,
in
how-
this chair, right? Because it's a chair. I'm going to sit on the floor.
It's
It's a chair.
It's a chair, Griff. If you sit on something and it is at some way good enough vessel for you to sit on, then it is functionally a
No,
chair.
a chair has a shape. A chair has a shape.
Okay, and I can sit on my.
And the
Does
floor-
the chair care about its shape? No, it doesn't care
No,
about
it's
its shape.
inanimate.
I guess
That's
you
not
know.
a valid
No,
argument
he
at
got me.
all.
He got me. He got me there.
It doesn't have emotion.
But I don't think most people care about this shape because some people sit on chairs that have like a not comfortable shape. And
All right, but hold up. If I say I'm about to go sit down on this chair and sit down on a couch, and I'll be like, no, it's pretty much the same thing. It's not. It's
just-
by definition, a chair and a couch are, because they serve the same purpose, does not mean they are the same thing. That's like saying a pencil and a pen are the same thing. They're not.
I would argue that a pencil and a pen have a different purpose.
I'd
though.
argue that you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, no, I would
They have a
not
different
agree with
purpose. What
on
do you
that.
mean? They have a different
Yeah,
purpose.
you're gonna get demonetized now.
I kind of understand. I kind of
because
understand where
because
Griff's
you
coming
don't
from, and I'm-
use a
backing up
pencil
my
and a
claim.
pen
You're just
interchangeably.
flip-flopping like a
interchangeably.
I don't know, bro.
He has no conviction. He has no conviction.
Well, actually, I agree with the other guy. Well, actually, I agree with the other guy.
He has no conviction.
Oh,
He ain't
I'm
got it.
conflicted, dog. I'm so conflicted.
Actually, I'll pick that up. Because okay, maybe you use a pencil and a pen interchangeably. I definitely don't. If I'm looking for a pen, I'm looking for a pen.
If you sign a document, do you sign it in pencil? Like, would you sign it in pencil?
That's stupid. I feel like anyone who would be okay with you signing a document in pen and pencil is dumb.
Okay, so then they
So
cannot
why-
be used
yeah,
interchangeably.
they can't.
There
Yeah,
are
that's what I'm saying.
situations where-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I'm view. Oh,
Who's starting you
I
on
think
now,
that's
Jared?
a-
Before
that's
you
a
say
good- that's a
anything,
Because
you have
like
to declare
that's
for
side
if you were
concept.
drawing,
because what's the difference? What's
You
the
would start on a
difference
sketch
between
with a
writing
pencil
pen
and
a
never
pencil?
anything
There's
else.
no difference. You're writing.
There is a difference.
There isn't
There's
a
a
difference.
difference.
You're
It's
writing.
context. It's contextual.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
What's the difference
If I'm
between a
signing
pencil and a
document,
pen?
Why would I sign it? Why
Yeah,
would I sign
okay.
it?
If you're
an
signing a
artist.
document, wait.
No.
If you're signing
I
a
can
document with a
define the
pen,
use right now. A pencil
A
is
pen-
for
a pen
something
is
you want to actively make changes to. A pen is
Pens
for
are
something you
finite.
want to draw right on, like definitively. You want this.
Pens are finite,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, here we go, boys. I'm about to fucking ruin our nights.
Oh boy. Here it
Okay.
goes.
What about them erasable pens? Do they count?
That's
as
what I'm
pencils?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like
Do
they're
they
a
count as
convenient.
pencils because you can erase them?
Oh, are you saying they count as pencils? I feel like pencil. A defining factor for a pencil is the braille, right? No,
Is the graphite?
I mean the.
I think it's the
graphite.
graphite.
I said braille.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because mechanical pencils, it's still graphite as well.
I'm gonna say the graphite definitely
It's
is.
the writing material. Okay, so then there's little nuances that differentiate similar items. So how
But
come you can
I
call
don't agree.
the floor a chair?
Oh, I can use. Oh, I can use this argument for pencils too, my guy. What is a pencil? What is a pencil?
Alright,
'Cause-
so a pencil,
yeah.
it doesn't have to be made of wood because there's mechanical pencils. So that's already the material does not matter. What matters is the material in which is writing on the paper, right? Like a marker.
So don't
Ooh,
you
wait
think
a
that's a
minute.
little
Wait a minute,
general?
wait a
That's because my whole point is that it's kind
Well, no,
of
the
general.
defining
It's kind of
thing
a
of
general
pencil
answer.
is
you're
the
gonna
the graphite in it. If it doesn't have graphite, it's not a pencil.
Okay, but see, I kind of wrote myself into a corner with that one though because it's like markers and pens are both ink. So what makes a marker and a pen a pen?
do. Wait,
It's
don't they use
definitely
different
the
kinds of
girth-
ink? Am I wrong about
I,
this?
I don't think it's the same thing.
Do they use it? Do they
It's
use different kinds
definitely
of
ink
ink?
though.
It's
It's
definitely.
it's still ink.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. But I
Mechanical,
would say that,
mechanical
Griff,
pencils and
I would
pencils
say
use
the
different types of
answer.
graphite.
I would say that your answer for pencils are definitely still in line with what I said because I gave an answer for what a chair is, a place in which someone sits. It's a general answer.
Wait, I have a question. Can
It's
you
it's
liquefy-
incorrect because
Wait. Can you liquefy graphite?
Yeah,
I
it has
don't-
melting point. It's a
No,
mineral.
but can you
It has a
link,
melting
can you
point.
link liquefy it and then put it in a pencil?
Yeah, then
That's
that would
the
be a
question.
pen, wouldn't it?
I don't think you can
Probably
do
It'd be a
that.
pen.
I don't think you can do
Probably
that.
I don't.
I
yeah,
actually
don't
do
think-
not believe you can do
well,
that.
Well, no, we have to say because I said that the material of the pencil did not matter because there's both plastic and wood, and I'm sure there's like metal pencils out there and shit like that. But no, a pencil's graphite. A pencil's graphite,
There's paper pencils.
and a pen is ink. Oh, molten rock is a little bit different.
I'm about to say I actually don't
Then
believe you can
ink.
even do that.
We
I
have
could
to
be
pick
wrong.
a building and camp it.
I'm right in here.
Yep. So I'm like I said, reiterating my point. I think if you melt it down, well, no, I guess it would just be a liquid pen then.
I was about to
Pencil.
say,
Just be a different
your
variation of a
definition
pencil.
is just it has to be liquid inside, which is not
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's not
A
true.
pen is ink. Pen is explicitly ink.
Sure, yeah, yep. Never mind.
I didn't realize how ballpoint pens worked for a little bit.
Really?
Like it took me a while to figure out how they actually functioned.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really cool. I didn't. It's just a little ball that rolls around, and it's always covered in ink, and it's
Yeah.
really sweet.
It always it's lathering itself and dispensing the ink at the same time.
Yep.
So,
But yeah. Forms do not exist in the universe. We invent them.
yeah, because you can just call anything.
Yeah, as long as it's agreed
That's
upon.
not how it works. That would be,
No,
there
it
would
is.
be chaos.
It is how it works.
No,
There
it
would
is
be
exactly.
chaos.
The,
No, that's
so
the thing. That's the
so
thing.
the life you live right now, Griff, is chaos. That's what you're talking about. It's the
Yeah,
life you live in
literally,
right
because
now. We
the only
define
reason why there is no chaos is 'cause
define
we
what a
all
form
agree on
is on
That's what this conversation comes to. We started with
There
how
could
many
be
holes
a
does the straw have.
civil
We're
war.
ending with I'm gonna kill myself.
There could be a Earth civil war on the disagreement of if a chair is
well the whole
if you- no.
point is that we come to this agreement and we just don't never talk about it because why would we?
yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense.
That's life. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It does make sense to everyone else. It does make sense
It
to everyone
does.
else.
It makes sense because we make it make sense.
Oh my god.
These forms, so the reason why we
Makes
never
sense with
debate, we
bitches.
never, the reason why we never ask these questions, Griff, is because
there is no answer.
no, that's because there is no answer. Is because no one's going to argue with you if you find a chair that doesn't match the definition of a chair, because it's going to be a chair. No, people are going to use it as a chair. This is just the way it is. We're just going to look at that chair.
Made it. They said this is a chair. So
And everyone
You
was like,
label it a
yeah,
chair.
that's a chair. And no one disagrees.
Okay, but I gotta say,
What?
who is they?
Who is
Y'all
they?
keep talking about.
I'm talking
they,
about I'm
they,
talking
that.
about the majority of people who look at that chair or at said chair.
So if the majority of people agreed with me, you're telling me that it would change?
I'm saying that's literally what would happen.
Well, hey, I have a perfect example. So when Pilgrims,
You're on stream, Jer.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say Pilgrims.
You are on
You're
stream.
starting with a.
There's one viewer.
When the
There's one
Pilgrims
viewer, but they could be. This could
saw-
be Jeff Bezos right here.
saw the Native Americans, they labeled them Indians, right?
Because-
No, actually, Jared's about to. That's
we
spin.
changed that.
He's spin.
And we changed
No, it's
that
because
and
they
we
were wrong.
named them Native American.
No,
They weren't wrong.
no,
Because they
but
were
not
you-
wrong.
No,
They
no.
were geographically and factually wrong. They thought they were in
How?
India. They were not in India. They were in the Americas. So we called them Native Americans because they were not from India.
Okay,
That's-
but we could
that
have.
was
Okay,
just-
wait.
No,
There's a
wait,
difference.
wait,
Griffin,
wait,
Griffin,
wait,
someone
wait,
on their
wait, wait,
mistake.
wait.
Griffin, by your logic, that means so we could have just labeled them Indians, and then Indians now could be labeled natives or something like that.
No, India existed before America.
Okay,
So-
but they didn't have a name. They didn't have Indian as they didn't trademark Indian.
Yes, they did.
Wait!
They did.
No, you guys
People
are
from
jumping
people
the
from
gun.
India were called Indians.
You guys are jumping the gun. Jared, the reason why I like your example is because it shows an example of this happening in real time, where a bunch of people got together and agreed on a certain thing, and that's just the way it was. When
No,
then
no,
they
no,
changed
no,
it.
no. But they changed it because they were factually wrong. They didn't
No.
change it because enough people agreed.
No.
They changed it because they were geographically incorrect
yes,
about the
yes, they
statement.
changed it because they were
Because they-
factually wrong. But that doesn't change the fact that a bunch of people got together, said this was the way a certain thing was, and everybody in the area agreed that was the fact of life.
Griffin,
that's retarded.
So, no, because all right.
Because they were wrong. You see how wrong
What
they
you
were?
no okay by your logic, what you're saying is, India has always been named India from the beginning of time.
Yes.
Well, at that point, India was called India. At that
India
point,
So
was
they realized.
100% established
that these
before the
people.
Americas.
Okay, so they realized that these people proclaimed themselves as Indian, so they changed Native Americans to Native Americans because they aren't.
Yes,
Indian.
because they were wrong. They corrected their
They
mistake.
weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. They just.
You literally are
They
talking
didn't have
about
the
someone
right
correcting
name.
their mistake, and you're telling me, wait, you said they weren't wrong. They just
no, you're dying on the wrong hill. You're dying on the wrong hill. You're dying on the wrong hill, Jared. You're dying on the wrong hill. Jared.
like
I'm
isn't
trying
the-
to figure out
this
how to
isn't-
explain it because I
so
know I'm
the
right.
way-
I'm
the-
not wrong.
So, to be clear, an entire, should I say an entire country? There probably were people in Europe that did actually.
they're probably
understand
like,
that.
bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, there probably were
Direction.
people like they're cringe posting on the live right now.
The Plymouth,
What to say? Like on live.
on the Santa Maria, they're cringing.
I can't believe it. But yeah, like there was a large amount of people that thought like, oh, Christopher Columbus got to India and met a bunch of Indians. Like, and that was just a fact. That was just the fact of life. And
But also, they were ignorant back then, though. Like, they didn't know any better. They're just like, yeah, this must be India because that's where we said we were going. So the first place
Yeah.
we're gonna touch down, of course, we're gonna call it India. That was just more ignorance and just being wrong. Like nowadays, that's
yeah,
I
but
think that would be harder to
you
do.
I don't believe so. That's my problem, Griff, because you seem to have this understanding that ignorance is something that like we're above now, which we're not. This is just
Do I have?
a state of
Do I have an
human.
example?
It's just a way humans exist.
Okay, I think I have an example.
A lot of
I'm
our
not 100%
lives
sure
are
it works,
dictated
though.
by feelings we have.
I'm not trying to say we're above it. I'm just saying, like that example you used, I get where you're coming from, but it's one of those things where it's like
It's definitely one of the looser examples.
they were just wrong. Like they were just factually incorrect about something, and they took their L and then they changed it.
But
Like
I feel
that's,
like it's not.
Took
wait,
their
but
L.
they're not. Wait, they're not wrong, though.
Took the L.
That's just
Yeah,
the
they
way
took
were
the L and
wrong.
then
Wait,
invented
they-
the
no,
Trail of
no,
Tears.
no,
My
they
God.
were not wrong.
Big
They
L.
just did
Big
not
L
get-
for
like I said,
them.
They did not get to the trademark.
Dante,
quick enough.
come on, L plus ratio.
I was just saying,
fucking
what kind of
grades.
L? Like, I mean, that's a pretty. I want an L now. I'm joking. I don't want an L. Any video game. Any video game.
Yeah, like there's they were just factually wrong about something.
I
Just
don't
like
think-
saying how
I
a
can't agree with
table
that.
and a chair are the same thing is factually incorrect.
It's not factually incorrect because if okay.
India and
okay,
America are the same
perfect.
thing, Jared, because they're both
shh,
places.
shh, wait,
They both have
shut
people
up, shut
living
up,
in them. They
shut
both
up,
have
shut up, shut up,
ecosystems
shut
in
up,
society,
shut up,
so
shut
they
up,
must
shut
be
up,
the
shut
same
up.
thing, right?
Shut up,
See,
I
he's
have a
saying
perfect
shut up
example.
because he.
I have a
because
perfect
I'm-
example.
Wait, good.
I have
Let
a
him give
perfect
an example. Let
example.
him give an example. Let him give an example.
Okay, so the reason why we have chairs and tables are different things is because the original creator labeled it that, right? So what if the original creators switched up each other and they labeled tables, chairs?
See, but who decides that they're the original creator? Why do they get to be the original creator?
Because they're the original creator. That's why.
Well, that's such a bullshit reason. Why does that
That's-
just
that's
allow?
how this
that's just
world
allowed to
works.
happen.
Yes. That's like you saying,
Well, yeah,
oh,
of
I don't
course,
agree with
there's
them calling
a-
it
there's
Earth
a-
because that's,
There's a
I don't
person
like
who
that name.
starts out the trend of, oh, this is going to be called a table, and oh, this is going to be called a chair.
Or if a
that's
new
just how-
species is
that-
discovered, you can't
by your
disagree with
guys'
their
logic,
name.
but by your guys' logic, we can disagree with it because if enough people agree with it, then it'll
Yeah,
just
we can.
change.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
well,
would.
100%
That's
agree
what I.
with
So I can disagree. So I'm allowed to
but are
disagree
you-
because
but
if
do you
enough
have a
people
bad-
agree with
do you
me,
have a
If,
bad
then it
if enough
changes.
people agree with you, then yeah, of course. That's what I. That's I wholeheartedly believe that, Grant. That if enough people got together against me and said, "Oh, this will now be called a table," and I'm looking at a chair. It doesn't matter what I say. Like it literally doesn't matter what I say.
So you're a sheeple. That's what it's coming down to.
I'm saying that everyone's a sheep. We are
Everyone's a
sheep.
sheeple.
We sheep. The Matrix
different.
was a profound movie because it explained the way
It's
life
us.
works. It explained the
I
way
was
life
most
works.
definitely one of
One
those
of those
motherfuckers.
Motherfucker.
Like the
That's
Matrix.
just Neo when he woke up from the Matrix the first time.
He was looking around, seeing all the people, all the living batteries. Was like, I was most
I
definitely
was most definitely.
one of those motherfuckers.
I need that line in the new one.
Keanu Reeves had to
Keanu's
say that
reminiscing
in the
back to
video.
when we first realized.
He's like, damn, I was most definitely
I was
one of
most
those
definitely
motherfuckers.
one of those motherfuckers.
We need to cameo Keanu Reeves to say that.
Oh my gosh, he's not.
Or
okay.
Gilbert Gottfried.
I was most definitely.
Most definitely one of those motherfuckers. And then we have to have him just say the word "come." The Gilbert Gottfried special. I'm going to take a shit now. Poggers.
This is ring. Ew.
Oh, alright guys, guess we're going to a staging.
Are we what? What are we? Oh.
Oh, we're going back.
Okay.
We're going back to where we came from.
Oh boy.
We're going to lose this.
Oh, I
game.
got shot at.
No, you didn't.
I definitely did.
No, you didn't. Why do you lie? You think I have time to do the Nessie emote?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Everybody sit and watch.
Did you really think I was gonna let you do that? Did you really think I was gonna let you do that? Come on,
Nessie.
bro. Come on, bro. Don't be cringe. Aww.
Hey, you guys wanna go for this care pack?
Go ahead, do it. Do it, you little baby.
Look at him, it's so cute. And it boops. Nice. Yeah, fuck off. And look, Nessie's here now. Yeah, he's invincible too.
He's a strongest
Nessie the
legend.
Invincible,
He's
new
the
Borderlands raid
strongest
boss.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine this giant Nessie doll just looks at you and you die?
I wanted to get the Nessie doll plushie, but they sold out in like 2 seconds.
I'm not surprised.
You can find like an off-brand one. You don't have to get the
I don't want
official
an off-brand one where it's like blue or something.
I really
be
wanted that
blue.
Apex hoodie, but I didn't want to spend like $60 on a hoodie.
They got
$60
new
is
merch and
standard price for a
I
hoodie.
know, but like I didn't want
Which
to
I
spend
disagree
$60.
with. I think hoodies are
You know what? No,
overpriced.
no. I said the wrong answer. I didn't want to spend $60. That's what I didn't want to do.
Oh, bro, this is my very late night tangent. There's a Spitfire here.
That's not a tangent. That's a call out.
I'm trying to figure out a way to buy comic book cover art as a poster, and the comic book artist doesn't sell them, and I hate it.
You're better off just